Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Super Luigi Galaxy. Previously, we went through a lot of the Fountains levels, getting 2 1-star galaxies done, as well as infiltrating most of the Battle Rock stars. Today we'll be collecting the rest of the Battle Rock stars, well all of 1, as we will get closer and closer to that Bowser base in the fountain. So first things first, we're going to start off with Top Maniac and the Top Man tribe. So those little top men that we saw briefly on one of the past stars recently, well, I guess one of those top minis I should say, there's gonna be a lot more of them here, and a lot more of the top man tribe in this case. See, there's more top minis on the underside of this little saucer. Let's take these out really quick. I'm not sure they give you any big reward. No, just a couple of star bits, but that's good enough for me. I'm gonna need these star bits to encounter a new enemy. This is Monty. I'll try to hide from you if you get too close, but if you have your back turned, he'll try to throw a wrench at you. So take care of him. You can shoot a launch star at him, and then I guess jump or spin into him to defeat Monty. You can see there's trying to throw a wrench at me, trying to be on the underside somewhat. And then spin into him. Got that got those star bits, not that star bit. There was more than one. I'm not going crazy. These pole stars, avoid that amp. Okay, this is a sentry beam. Well, I kind of ignored him really fast though, so kind of have to show him off a little later. But that's another case of a sentry beam. We did encounter one that we can jump on their heads, and the other ones that can create shockwaves. There's a bit of... I was trying to get star bits and I went off the edge. Unbelievable. At least that sets me back here. I was trying to get these star bits and I was trying to move Luigi a bit closer to the camera so it can zoom out and I'll try to get those star bits, but that didn't really help. I gotta be a bit more careful this time. So like I was saying, there's a bit of a few versions of the sentry beam that we're encountering in this game. That last one that I just briefly passed by is, I think it might be the latest one that we've come across. Power lines are keeping my friend locked inside. Hit them with something to cut off the power. To cut off said power, we'll have to knock this spike top man into the fence. I guess that was like overload the circuit or something, because if we do that, that will disable the force field. Thank you, hurry on ahead. Well, it's not like I have anything else to do, so sure. Oh, sweet freedom, I'll show you shortcuts reward after I transform into another launch star. Touch down here, it's another Monty station right there. Get more stops out of him. As long as you have star bits, Monty isn't really that difficult to deal with, so if you got star bits on hand, which you definitely will, don't worry about Monty one bit. Then we got more of these gravity sections to deal with. We did count this briefly, I think it was back at Good Egg Galaxy, but this time we have a switch to work with, so we can alternate the gravity of this little station ourselves. Okay, I guess that's one way to go after that hidden block, but I think I'm wasting too much time to get those star bits. Yeah, only 2. That first time getting the hidden block though, that was kind of funny. Getting burned for that fire bar, then getting launched into the hidden block itself. Then again, that just sounds like something only Luigi would do in real life. I think that just fits into his character a bit too well in that particular scenario. Though that could be just me. So I think we could create a shortcut over there. I think that way I'm supposed to be, or we're supposed to go. Like I showed, you can jump in and skip some of this portion of the level. But I guess I'll just take the long way around, just to once again be thorough. Besides, it won't be that tough to go through. Get all the star bits. Shift the gravity over there. I was gonna spin into that Octuma, but whatever. Got a coin. Only 4 coins out of my 57 star bits. Gee, once again, I wonder which collectible I'm favoring. Favoring. I'll stop you no matter what I do with that Micro Goomba. I'm just gonna get a coin out of the deal. Wait for this to lower and not go down. Maybe if I'm able to launch up at the right time, well not launch up, just jump at the right time, I might be able to get to that little gravity portion. I'm gonna keep doing this because I know it can work. I was able to do it before. It's not gonna work. I could probably use this hidden block to do so. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. I'll have to take the long way around. I had a lot more trouble with this than I thought I would, but I'm finally back at where I'm supposed to be. Gotta jump across here, go down this little platform. That way I can't be sent back down, because that happens way too many times. More than I would like to admit. I'll ignore that one, because that's gonna be a trap for me to go back down. So that portion, spin into you. I see a coin light there, but there's another coin over here, so what's the point of trying to get to that light? Move over here. Don't want to get crushed. Another sentry beam that could bounce off. And then go down the pipe. I could finally advance further into this level. I felt like I was there a lot longer than I should have, because I was just fumbling around to no end. And then I get shocked as World War II. Marvelous. This has not been a good day for Luigi, folks. I'm not sure if you can tell. Bounce on you. I see a star bit down there. Which is Sling Star. And this will take us all the way down here, where we see more spiked top men. 2 this time, but they're not as difficult to deal with, because they don't damage you at all as long as you don't jump on them. So you don't have to worry about the top men too much unless you're near an electric fence, because they'll try to knock you into the fence as well. Just don't jump on them. That's the major tip I have against those spiked top men, as if it wasn't obvious enough from their design. Those give me coins, so I probably shouldn't waste too much time with these guys. Another one right here. Might as well take them out. Because, like I said before, I leave nothing alive. And, wow, I jumped right to the spike. That was really poor mistiming on my part again. That's never happened before, to be honest. That's the first time that's ever happened. But I don't think we've come across this Luma yet. Luma Lee, Luma Bob, welcome to the Luma shop. I can sell you something helpful for only 30 star bits. No, I already have a live mushroom, and I don't really need another one-up. I got a lot of those dang things as it is. But that's there in case you need to get either of the two. And just as I say that, I got another one-up. And I already have 31 to my name, so I don't really need to pay to a Luma shop that much. As now we are facing the Top Maniac. I believe that's what this is. It's almost tempted to call like Top Man Senior or something, but I'm pretty sure that's not the name. So deal with them like with any other Top Man, except you gotta jump on the button first to get rid of that Whirly Blaze, and then just knock him to the fence after a couple times. Very easy Power Star, very easy boss. Get this Power Star, and we'll head back to the Comet Observatory. Oh boy. We've got another prankster comet on our hands. And this is a new one that we haven't seen yet. A Daredevil comet. If you remember from that purple Luma that we spoke to just a few episodes back, Daredevil comets aren't really that friendly. Because you only have 1 point of health to use when you're in these Daredevil runs. So you gotta be a lot more careful than usual if you want to get to this Power Star. This one really isn't that bad, but there's one that I've always heard of that people don't really like at all. They've even called it one of the hardest starts of the game to do. I've had some difficulties with that Daredevil run in the past, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So once again, we gotta deal with Top Maniac and his little Top Man tribe. Same thing as last time. Jump on the button, and then knock him into the fence as much as you can. Of course, you gotta contend with his minions as well. Knock you into the fence. There we go. If you go into the center, then he can land on you if you do knock him into the fence and he's trying to recuperate. So be careful of that when you're fighting Top Man. I got dangerously close to that fence there, but it wasn't as difficult as last time. Another Power Star for us. And before we get to that Bowser base, I do remember there is a Hungry Luma outside the fountain, so we're gonna pay that little guy a visit before we head to that base. It's at 25 stars. Unbelievable. It just seems like yesterday we were only starting on this LP and we're already almost up to 30 stars. And that count's gonna increase once we visit this Luma. And this guy's gonna want 400 star bits. So once again, you see it's very worthwhile to have a lot of star bits you collect on your adventure, because these observatory these observatory Lumas will require a lot of star bits if you want to get to their galaxies. Now we've opened the Sling Pod galaxy. So remember that Sling Pod mechanic that we saw in Battle Rock for a brief moment? There's a whole galaxy revolving around said mechanic, believe it or not. And for some reason, in recent runs of this game, I've been having a lot of trouble with this galaxy. I do not know why. By appearance, it doesn't look that difficult, but like I said, for some reason, I just seem to have a lot of trouble with this on recent playthroughs. Hopefully this time will be an exception, though I highly doubt it. So if you knock into one of those cannon bombs at least once, then you're gonna fall to your death. So you gotta be extremely careful with your timing. And that goes the same for these rotating barriers as well. There's all these star bits too. That's obviously pointing us in the right direction. I can't collect these star bits for some reason. They're out of my range. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure if there's any time where you do pull back on a Sling Pod that you run the risk of knocking to one of those cannons, or at least one of those cannonballs. But I always try to be careful and not try to extend too much whenever I'm near one of the cannons, because you never know when that might happen. So I'm pretty sure that's not a thing that exists. But anyways, we do have a lot of star bits here, a lot of silver ones we can collect. I imagine this area will be very useful if you want to grind for star bits. Alright, so let's grab onto this pole star next. I think I'm heading the right direction so far. Actually, I want to go here first. Get this question coin. Yep, more star bits. That's good. And obviously it's pointing us in the right direction. Whoa, careful, Luigi. I want to grab this pole star. I thought using the same pole star I was near would help me. I don't know why I was doing that. Launch that pole star. And we got fire bars to look out for as well. So far so good. Launch away now. Another obvious arrow pointing in the right direction. And somehow I got burned. I think I was pulling in the direction of the fire bars. I just wasn't paying attention. I was more content with those damn star bits. At least those star bits respawn if you do die, so that's a bit of a consolation. But I'm not dealing with that right now. I already got plenty of them as is. That's what I get for getting greedy and focusing on the star bits more than I do with the obvious task at hand, like sling barring to victory. Sling bar, I mean sling potting. I have no idea where the word sling bar came from. So I don't want to pull too far back, otherwise I'll get affected by that fire bar again. And launch away. Oh no. Oh no. No. Go back. Go back. Ah, damn. I thought I was able to get into the orbit of that sling pod that I would be able to save myself, but I don't think that's a possibility. I was so close to the end too, that's the worst part. Okay, finally at the end. Just gotta make sure I don't pull too far back again. Because I don't trust getting close to those fire bars. For obvious reasons. Wait for it. And now. Alright, finally got it. I was hoping this run of Sleep Pod Galaxy for me would be smoothless, but today is not that day, unfortunately. Oh well. I'm gonna sit back to the observatory because, well, it's an observatory Luma. So I guess that's why. Yes, I know about the star bits and all the coins I collected. Let's just get back to the fountain and finally confront that Bowser base. We're on our way to Bowser's Star Reactor. Let's launch right into its base and confront the Koopa King himself in the fiery stronghold. And this looks kind of colorful for a Bowser stage, I have to admit. I'm not sure why, but the color palette of this place just always stands out to me. Probably because of these early platforms that always have so much color going on, like this green pipe, then these yellow and blue, this yellow-blue route. I don't know why, it just seems to be very colorful for me for a Bowser stage of all things. Just over here. And we're also accompanied by a remix of Bowser in the Dark World from Super Mario 64. Which was one of the first songs I did hear about when I was growing up because, well, Mario 64 was my first game that I ever played, believe it or not. As it has been for many people that I've come to learn over the years. But just hearing this remix of what's been a childhood favorite song of mine is really cool. The gravity here is all out of whack. Check out the arrows. Granted, in my opinion, nothing will ever beat the original version of this song, but it's a really good remix, I'll admit. Though I still favor the original very heavily. It's probably nostalgia talking, to be honest. Jump over here. Better avoid this thwomp very carefully. It's not hard to do. A bunch of star bits here. I'll get this one up as well because it's right here in the way! Oh, woo! Woo! Oh, that was close. I almost stumbled trying to get that one up. Maybe that's a sign for me that I shouldn't go for the one-ups at all. I should have been a lot more careful with that. Sorry, Luigi, you got flattened. That's not a good way to spend a Saturday night. Though I am recording this on a Sunday, though, so that's kind of odd to say. Okay, let's try this again, and burning my butt is not going to help matters at all. Today's just not my day, isn't it? It just hasn't been a good day for me. I guess I'm gonna be having one of those off days because I'm being a lot less careful than I usually am. Okay, let's try this again. This time with a lot more feeling and a lot more caution as well. I'm just gonna skip this and jump all the way over there. That was a bit of a risk to do because of that black hole. I never attempted to launch up across that gap before because of said black hole. But apparently it does work out, so I should remember to keep that in mind for the future. Alright, let's put all these starbits first, and burn my butt again because that seems to be a common theme that's running across this stage today. And we're not even close to Bowser yet, I imagine. There's more of these fire cannons, gotta be careful with those. More fire bars. There's so much fire going around. You can really say things are heating up here, but it might be too much for Luigi, so he might have to get out of the kitchen or something like that. Just fire jokes, fire puns. I'm not really good with those. And speaking of fire, Now we got Bowser firing off meteorites at us. No idea what he ingested in order to make that happen, but I guess it's a new trick. Wonder why that he hasn't done that since this game, because you'd think that'd be kind of a helpful ability for him to keep after this title. I just guess he never thought of using it again. You finally made it. Just in time for me to stop you in the space bits. And we finally have our first Bowser fight of the game. He's gonna start off by leeching a shockwave, which apparently I took a hit from early on. Wow, today really isn't my day at all, isn't it? He's gonna try to do this big jump again. When he does that, lure him into one of those light blue portions. Because if you do that, he will burn his butt, and then you'll be able to knock him on his shell after spinning in his tail. After the first time, he's gonna ramp things up a little bit. He's gonna add another shockwave to his little jumping, as well as fire out those fireballs every time he does take a hit. I learned that, well, I thought that was gonna be helpful, hiding behind that little platform, but I guess that didn't help. I'll lure him into that platform. It was close enough so I can get it to burn his tail, and then fire back, spin on the other side. And now he's getting really mad, which means we're on the last hit. There are coins here encased in crystals in case you need them, and I'm gonna take one just in case. And it's got 3 shockwave jumps. Once again, I have to lure him into one of those light blue platforms of sorts. Make him burn his tail, and then he's gonna try to run away from us. Spin back. Go back, spin him again. Oh, I can't miss that time, but I gotta spin him before he covers. He's gonna spin really fast. Whoa. Can't miss it that time. Missing that time too. 3rd time's a charm, alright. What? How? Foolish Luigi. My plan is too far along now. You really think you can stop me? As Bowser retreated, we managed to free another one of the items that we need. Our 3rd grand You rescued another Grand Star, and power has returned to another dome in the back of the observatory. But I still don't think we have the star power we need to fly the observatory throughout the universe. The villain who kidnapped your special one took her far from here to the center of the universe. Once our star power is restored, the observatory will be able to go there. Then you can reunite with your special one. Well, we have another dome unlocked in the Cobb Observatory. So I think we'll head there next time on Super Luigi Galaxy. Until we meet again, farewell for now.